Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man DB. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you can know when we have new material and when we have different things going on. Amen, amen. What's going on, everybody? Salute, shalom to everybody in the building. We're going to have a special guest tonight, Tone Spain. He's running a little bit behind today. He said, hold on. We run a little behind today, but I want to make sure everybody cool before we get them on here. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. Let's see who we got in there. Who we got in here? All right, we can let more folk come up in here. But we just thank you all for joining us or whatever. If you didn't check out, Shalom, Rose Tally, Shalom, always, man. And we're definitely gonna chat, brother. Me and you got to chat. But, excuse me, man. So that's a blessing to holler at my brother. If you haven't checked out Ron Shields, he came on. Dr. Ron Shields came on, Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. Make sure you check that out. Also, Brother Karis, Brother Robert came on not too long ago. And then also today, I've been up since 6:30, 7 o'clock. We had to harvest some more food, a grow culture. Elephant Man Gardening Farming Network, a grow culture. Read what you sow, eat what you grow. Let's go. And then there's a picture of me with some radishes. And we just, here's some more pictures right here. We get a food giveaway. So basically every fourth Monday of the month, this local church, they give away food, all kinds of food and stuff. And so we get up like 7 in the morning and we harvest all of these greens, collard greens, mustard greens, turnips, all kind of stuff, man. We just get up and harvest all of this stuff, man. And then we have a table set up and we just give away food. So I'll see if I got some pictures for today. See if we got some pictures for today. Nicole Level, shalom. Love you too, brother. Love you too, Brother Rose Tolly. Tone to be here in a minute, but I want to show some pictures real quick. All right, I look kind of serious, look kind of sad, but I was just trying to make sure I got the picture in the shot. But we made the paper for selling, Gary Urban Farming Network. We've made the paper today, a local paper, for selling pots and different pots, POTS, not just with that, and other fundraisers we was doing today. So that was a blessing. Let's go see what's up. Sunflower almost about to open. I know some of y'all like, man, we coming to see Tone Spain and he got sunflowers on here. But you know that's my second passion right here, growing and stuff. There's another shot of a sunflower about to burst open. All right. A spaghetti squash on the way. Garlic. This garlic is off the hook, y'all. This is off the hook. Your tomatoes, beef steaks, cut them into fried green tomatoes, or you can let them ripe and eat them with some turnip greens and mustard greens. And this was the different people came out today, and they give out all kind of food. Tomatoes. This is crazy. I seen this other day. Say if we each grow a large crop of different food, we could all trade with each other and eat practically for free. That's crazy. But that's some truth to that. Took me out the stream. What's going on? Yeah, I feel you, Ace. I need to be where you at. You're right. Got me hungry as well. Yeah, I stir-fried some stuff up, man. It was really, really good. Let's see if I got a picture of it. Oh, yeah. Here it is right here. Picture of the stir-fry. Bam. Yellow squash, zucchinis, cut them up, put them up in there with some onions and some mushrooms. And it was crazy, man. Crazy. I'm trying to eat more healthy. Trying to eat more healthy as time goes on as well. I'm trying to eat more healthy because a lot of times, the fast food, the easiest foods is the most inexpensive foods is the ones that's least healthy for you. Fries be 99 cents, but a salad be like $4. So it's kind of crazy. But you pay on the back end. Ivy Lamar, Salami family. Salama. We waiting for Tone to come. He said, "Hey man, I'm gonna be running a little bit late." So I said, "That's fine. I'm gonna talk to the kin folk." Also, make sure if you haven't already, sign up for Shonda at Large 714 movement. I'm gonna put that number at the bottom of the screen: 833-587-0213. Here's her information. Text Israel Life, not Israelite, Israel Life to that number, and sign up. And it's for free, man. And very, very good information. How long did it take for the buttercup squash to develop? That was that squash was that wasn't buttercup. I do got buttercup, but the squash bugs got to it from the inside. And a lot of times stuff can be breaking down on the inside, but it took about, I want to say about 2 weeks or 3 weeks for that spaghetti. That was spaghetti squash. It took about 3 weeks for that spaghetti. I might have said buttercup squash, my fault. Spaghetti squash to develop. You know, it's gonna grow a whole time. Shalom, shalom, Sister Jill. Shalom, Sister Jill. She'll be a part of the 714 movement as well. She comes in there. So sign up for it, man. Get the information. Sister Shonda at Large, and she got some blessed information every other Thursday. 2 Thursdays in a month we get on there. We have a good fellowship and a good time. Good fellowship, good time. Also, make sure I did Only God Can Judge Me. I'm going into the book of Judges, but I did a backstory already. I did a backstory with Joshua, right? And so how do we get to Judges? How the Most High sent 15 judges. And we know about the popular ones is Gideon, Deborah, and Samson. And he has some other ones. So he sent all these judges and whatever. How do we get to those judges? So we're going to talk about what happened and what we did. So we're going to break down and go through each judge. Shout out to my man, Mr. Blacktastic. He's going to help out on a few of them as well. Also, too, he had a brother on there, Pastor Williams, and he got a book called A Preacher and His Porn. Very, 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 very awesome book. It's crazy. It's talking about the struggles and the silent struggles that sometimes men and ministries deal with porn addiction and just some different things like that. So he was real transparent, and he's showing practical ways as well as spiritual ways. So how he conquered that, and he put it in a book, and he was just so transparent with it, you know. So that was very, very, very good, man. Very, 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 very good. So we wait for Tone Spain to come on. You know, my man's coming. He's gonna be home on in a little bit. I gave him the code, so he should be getting on the minute. But make sure you check out the other things. Like, subscribe, share. Also, connect with us on all of platforms. IG, Elephant_podcast. You already know where the YouTube at. And then for Facebook, /Elephant Man Podcast. Now, on that one, I want you guys to send, and my Twitter is twitter.com/posterboards. I had that count for forever. But on that one, I want you to send pictures. I like African American pictures and, you know, so-called African American pictures, and I like artwork. Send artwork, send articles. You know what I mean? I want it to be an interactive community, an interactive space. So the more submissions we get, of course, it's a family channel. I know everybody gonna do right. You know what I mean? But send artwork to that Facebook. So it's a /. Well, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Hold on, let me get it. Let's see. All right, here you go. / Elephant Man Podcast. If you're not already in there, go in there. All right, and sign up. Sign up. Sign up. Sign up. All right. So what we got? Sister Jill. Shalom. Shalom. All right. So we just waiting for Brother Tone Spain to get in the building, but I'm gonna play a little something from him. That's very, very interesting. I'm not gonna play the newest stuff, of course, but I'm gonna play some stuff very, very interesting. Let's quit sharing our screen and reshare the screen. They gotta get some buttons on here to make it a lot easier than the way they did this. Infantry Spitter. We're gonna play that a little bit, see what's going on. Because I couldn't. I don't know if you guys can see it. You can't see it because it's not. Oh, you can see it. All right. Let's and hopefully they won't ding me on this because one time I had what's his name? Oh God, I forgot his name. Chimney, young Chimney. Wow, Zadok. Zadok uh Tone and CP. No, Tone ain't on CP. No, Tone ain't on CP. No. He had something jumping off, man. She said, Tone on CP. No, man. Bro, he gonna be here. But Zadok, the God happened to see, we had him on here from Buffalo, New York. Very, very powerful brother. Very, very powerful brother. What is that? Is that in the backstage? I don't know what that is. So, and then I played his music, and then YouTube tomorrow. That's copyrighted material, man. I was like, what? So I don't know if it's but that's cool, But still, I'm like, we got the actual dude on here, and you saying copyrighted material. So I'm gonna play this real quick.
Hey, look, the wicked thought to set the limitations of my growth. Meditated on the word, now I take it where I go. Took my people's heritage, they were taking on them boats. But we've been awake and shaped into this faith in which I boast. Whoa, spirit of fear was accent when I tapped in the truth like an overhand right on a glass chin. Soon we gonna talk about our pain in the past tense. This line is where the cap end. North side, I grew up seeing shooters like it's court side. Short lives unless we find favor in the Lord's eyes. It's God's word over Eurocentric and dark lies. I'm eating all my enemies, they never see my fork dry. Unleavened, my performance enhanced. But when I appreciate you if you supported the brand. Spirit led each step forward the plan. This type of footwork made Michael Jordan a champ. Yeah, we come from broken homes, but the Lord restoring the fam. He told us fight in spite of the bad report of the land. You couldn't war with the land, you a fool to contend with them. Lion of Judah, turn your shooters to Ben Simmons, hallelujah. Yeah, and we don't play, no, we don't play, no,
Dope. All right, that's dope. That's pretty dope, man. What y'all think about that? Let me know what y'all think about that. That infantry spit. Yeah. I'm about to get caught up on all of the music. That's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. I like that. So he should be here in a second, man. I don't want to get too much into it because I want him to explain what's going on with everything. So I hope everybody doing well. Hope everybody doing well. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I want you guys to just let me know if you guys. Oh yeah, but I hate showing this every time, but no, I'm not going to even show that. I'm not going to even show that. But I will show this. I will show the logo. Type of one if you want to see the logo for the Garden and Farming Network. Type of one in the comments. You want to see the logo, the intro for the Garden Farming Network. All I need is one, and I'm gonna show it. One person to type in one, and I'm gonna show it. If I don't see no one, I ain't gonna put it on there. Make sure y'all share this too. Make sure y'all share this. No one? All right. A whole bunch of ones. Equinox Walker in the building. I wonder where, you know what? We need to get us a mailing list for real. We need to get us a mailing list for real. We got different people from all over the country. So if you don't mind, you guys could just type in where y'all from. You ain't got to give me the address. I ain't no op or nothing. I'm waiting for you to start shipping. I shared a tail waiting for me to start shipping. What does that mean? NY in the building, New York City. I'm going to put mine in there. Ohio. I'm in the chocolate city of Gary, Indiana. Not that far from Chicago, Illinois. We definitely need a mailing list so we can keep up just in case they, just get cut up. Upstate, but now in MD. Willsboro, New Jersey. Okay. Ivy Lamar, Ohio, Equinox, NY in the building. I loved it when I went up there, man. Woodstock in the woods. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's a place called Woodstock. Okay. Shalom, Mr. Black Tastic is in the building. What's going on, brother? We had a great bill yesterday, man. A great bill with uh, a preacher and his poem. The book is only $12 too. Do you have an assembly in Indiana? I have a friend looking for fellowship. Jill, I will inbox you and let you know what's going on with that. We're in Northern Indiana too. We have a Northern Indiana too, a hippie town. Okay. Not like the Woodstock in New York when they had the big music festival. Okay, I said I was gonna play that. I was gonna play that intro. I want it to be networky. I want it to be like it's gonna be on OWN or something. You know what I'm saying? Coming on Channel 7 behind Martha Stewart cooking or something. I want it to be like, you know. My sons dog me on it. They say, "Oh, they just rag on it, man." But I like it. It's networky. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Equinox said nice. That's what's up. Hey, brother, representing Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay, that's what's up. Angie, love y'all. Shalom. And I got my brother in the building. He's here in the building. Tone Spain. What's going on, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Shalom.
Shalom, brother. Good to hear you, man. That's what's up, man. Now I played one video, man. How you feeling today? You doing good, brother?
Yeah, doing all right. It's just me and my kids, so that's why I got a little bit behind. Took them to the park and lost track of time.
Bro, you ain't got to look. I got 3 teen boys, man. I totally understand. You know, I said I'm gonna be someplace with little league baseball and bitty basketball and everything. I understand totally, brother. Hope everything's well with you, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I want you to just tell us who you are. We're just gonna jump right out, and I don't want to like overlap to information that you already shared on the other show. But for people who are coming in, I want you to just tell us who you are, and I want you to tell us about your genesis in ministry, like when you first started off in like the so-called church and the faith and stuff like that. Before we get to the transition.
Okay. Yeah, just a regular dude raised by my mom. My pops kind of dipped in and out, but wasn't really present until I was about 13, and I lived with him for about 4 years, and I questioned life all throughout my childhood, why we existed, why everything was so hard, and I got my answer when I joined the military, and I joined the military kind of like as a last ditch effort to try to get away from the streets, because I was always around the streets, you know what I'm saying, like raised around it, seen everything that you could possibly see, but my mom always made sure we stayed out of it. And it seemed like the streets was all we was made for at one point in my mind. So I was like, man, let me avoid that, try to do something different. So I went military. I knew I didn't want to go college. Military didn't work out. And I came home and ended up getting involved in the streets anyway. Then end up in prison because I wasn't good at it. And then in my prison stint, it was about 3 months. But in that first month, I had you got time to just sit and reflect. So I had some heart-to-heart conversations with whoever I didn't know who the Most High was at the time, but I was trying to figure it out. I was like, why you made me like just let me die. And I honestly, part of me running the streets was wanting to die, really, just not wanting to exist no more. And I didn't have a heart to commit suicide. So I'm like, look, I'll die. One of these dudes will kill me in a heartbeat. So I was just out there running and being wild. But I'm in Philly. I'm from Philly, so it's a heavily Islamic city. Half my family is Islam. Half my siblings are Islamic. So I start talking to some of the Muslims, asking them about what they believe, just trying to gauge and understand like who God was. And not to say that their God was the God that I was looking for. I just wanted to start asking them kind of questions to all the religious people I could find. So in the prison's full of Muslims, and they start telling me about. I just started asking hot topic questions like, how many wives can you have? I ain't really care about none of that stuff. I just wanted to see what they was gonna say, and that's when I first encountered, or maybe for the first time, I heard the Holy Spirit. Like he was talking to me. He was like, "That's not me. Like you looking in the wrong place. Like that's not me." So even though I was looking in the wrong place, I was sincere and wanting to know who he was. And then maybe 20 minutes later, they put me in like a prison counselor's office, and she had a stack of Bibles. And he told me to grab one. He told me to ask for one. And I asked her for one, and the rest is history. Like I started reading the scriptures. For the rest of my prison stint, I read the whole New Testament. I started in the Gospels, and with each gospel, like my conviction grew. So by the time I got to the Gospel of John, I was in the prison cell crying, like, "Yo, I never knew this person." Like everybody told me about Jesus. My mom used to sing the worship songs and take us to some of the churches, but I never knew like this intimate Jesus. Like I never knew this intimate Yahusha. Like nobody ever told me about this person. So when I read it for myself, it became personal for me, and I made my decision to follow Yah for the rest of my life, starting at that point.
Wow.
Did you said
say what? Oh, it's breaking up.
Yeah, it cut out. You said you wanted me to talk about how I got involved in ministry.
Yeah, but this is good though, because I didn't know you did a 3-year prison stint.
No, I wasn't 3 months.
Not 3 months. 3 months. I said 3 years, man. Every time I think of prison, I think of years, man. But 3 months is long enough, brother. But
yeah, it could have been 10 years. Yeah, it could have been 10 years. But the Most High was
God showed His grace, man. That's amazing, because we get influence from our family. You know what I mean? But majority of the time from our family, man. And that's just amazing, man, to hear that. So and you know, let's so how did you get into to ministry? What was a ministry that you joined around it and stuff like that? Was you actually a minister, youth minister or something like that, or how did you get into ministry?
Yeah, so when I first got out of prison, I got like Pennsylvania is known for these extremely long probation terms or whatever. So I ended up getting a lawyer. Like I said, I was facing 10 years. I ended up 10 years minimum. I ended up getting a lawyer that actually fought the case. I was supposed to get a public defender, but I got an attorney that worked for a big firm, and it was a black lady, and she fought for me. She was like, "Yo, what happened? What's going on?" Because they tried to group me in with this other case. The judicial system is garbage, but they was trying to send me away. And she was like, "What happened?" I explained everything. So she was like, "Nah, you're not going out like that." And she got me a year probation, and anything that they charged me with got expunged after that year. And for that year, yeah, and after that year, during that year, I stayed in the text. I stayed in the fellowship. I was a sponge. I got around men of God and was just asking questions nonstop till they got tired of me. I wanted to know why they did stuff. I was like, "Why y'all call yourselves Christians? Why is it called the Bible?" Like the basic questions, and then even probably like more advanced questions, asking stuff about Revelation, asking stuff about the law. Like I was just all over the place I just wanted to learn as much as I could about the Most High. And during that journey, I started to learn my call, which was to preach and teach, but also to use music. So in that first year, I didn't do no music because I felt like it was a device for Satan. I always thought it was a device for the enemy. And the Most High brought some people in my life, specifically this music producer that actually played the organs at the church. He was like, "Yo, use that gift for the Most High." I was like, "Man, that's gonna be corny, bro." I was like, any kind of religious rap I ever heard, I was like, "Bro, it's gonna be trash." And he was like, nah, bro, you got to put it to work. And it was trash to start out. But I started making the music, and I started performing the music at block parties, and then churches would ask me to come to like churches that did like real labor. Like they went out to the drug blocks and ministered to the fiends and the dope dealers. Like they started asking me to come rap. So it became normal for me to just be in my hood and or any hood in my city and just be rapping. And it was working. Like it was ministering to people. And I was able to take all the stuff that I learned from studying the text and asking elders and asking other people that been in the faith longer than me, asking questions and just being observative. Like I was able to take that stuff, put it in the music, and then I was just everywhere with it. Like everywhere I could be. I had this desperation to see people that was like me, like wanting to die or just not really understanding our purpose. I was like, man, something gotta give. And I knew a lot of the churches I saw didn't step outside the building. So I'm like, look, I'll join these churches and get them to kind of support me going outside the building. And that's what would happen. So I had a relationship with a lot of the Spanish churches, a lot of the black churches, and even some out of town white churches that would come to my city and see how bad it was in the hood. And they would support me. They would go to the blocks with me. Like I'm talking old women, like and they would go to the blocks for me. Cause when I say I went into these bad areas, some people think I was like going out there like a tough guy, like me mugging it. Hey man, you gonna get this Jesus today? Like, or I was trying to be cool or something. Like I wasn't doing none of that. I was humble, and I was like, yo, I've been where you've been. You can see the pain. Like somebody so angry, you can see the pain. I experienced it. I know that pain. So I'm like, look, it's a way, fam. And it's not this goofy, it's not this corny religious stuff. Like this is real savior. Like he is a real dude. And I can tell, and I give examples like, yo, they was exploiting his people, fam. He braided a whip and flipped the tables. Like he wasn't some softy. Like he wasn't no hippie dude like they try to portray him. So you see, I was very passionate about going into the hood and winning men, making sure that men know their purpose, because I feel like when we get ourselves together, it has an effect across the whole community.
Man, so you used to do music. So not to go back to when you were in the streets, but so you used to do music prior to coming to the Most High.
Yeah, and it was demonic. I mean, it was the worst. Like, so I didn't see music as any other thing but demonic. And then the Most High was like, nah, I gave you the gift. You just misused it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Man, you know what? And I look at Philly as like, if I should say for better term, the mecca of gospel rap. Because more so than New York. Because of the people that's in there. You got Cross Movement, you got Lamp Mode, you got Truth, you got Your Fire Life, you got Brother Jay Johnson, Believe in Steven, R. Swift, go on and on and on. And a lot of those guys came from that area, you know, and I know Eshawn Burgundy and right. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I missed a lot of them. And even when I came into, to knowledge, I used to think like, man, I got to give up all my music. It's going to be whack. And I had it was a Dawkins and Dawkins album or something. I'm like, man, it's cool. Then I heard of Kirk Franklin. I was like, all right. Then I started hearing the first Cross Movement album. They was talking about LL Yon and all that. I was like, wow. Yeah. And so then they brought Truth and Flame underneath their wing, and so I was like, wow, okay. And then Lecrae, and you know the story, but it's like, man, it started getting better. You know what I mean? It wasn't whack. It wasn't corny. You know what I mean? And not that we trying to make Yahusha cool or anything, but I totally understand that. Yeah. And so do you so what's up with you and Eshawn as far as you meeting up with Eshawn and doing music and stuff?
So obviously I'm from Philly, so Eshawn a big deal, not just in Philly, but especially in Philly. So always been a fan of his career, just watching him. And I kind of came into what they would call CHH or Christian hip hop late. I didn't really know nothing about it. Like I didn't know nothing about the cross movement. First time I met, cause like I said, when I first started rapping, I was just in the hood with it. I wasn't on the internet with it. I was in the streets with it. So I got introduced to a lot of these guys late, and honestly, the first one I heard was The Truth, and then after that, Lecrae. So I hadn't even heard of Eshawn at this point. But then through The Truth and through Lecrae, I got introduced to CHH, and that's how I started finding all these artists, and I found that larger community. And so I just have been putting in work as far as putting out music and content over the years, and I had got close with one of Eshawn's best friends, Jeremiah Blyden, who always recommended me to Eshawn, and eventually when Eshawn started his infantry management team, they recruited me and brought me in, and that was about maybe 3 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. We did recently disbanded, so Infantry is no longer a management label, but that's how I got acquainted with Eshawn. And Philly dudes, man, we got bad attitudes, and primarily me though. A little bit of a hothead when I first joined Infantry. So at first, me and Eshawn like ended up clashing a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, but then I guess he had already come into The Truth maybe a couple years even before I did. But last year, I came into The Truth and understanding. And part of the way that I kind of found out about him was we was having a discussion amongst our team about Christmas trees, and I had completely like put them Johns on my crib. I said no more Christmas trees, no more. I said I can't justify it. Like when I'm looking at the scriptures, it just don't add up. He telling us don't worship him like the pagans over here, and then y'all saying nah, it's all good now. And I'm looking at the way American Christianity is, or even European or Roman Christianity, and it's all trash to me at this point. And maybe like the midway point through my walk, I had started noticing that. But it all came to fruition in this conversation we was having, and me and Eshawn was the primary two that was like, nah, it ain't no good. The Most High don't respect it. It ain't no way to honor him. And then he started sharing. Eshawn shared some stuff. He shared some Teo stuff, and I had always been listening to Darby, but I couldn't. For me, it was like, yo, Darby on point about everything. I was like, but I cannot stand with him on the Israel thing because historically nobody has confirmed it for me. And then that's when Eshawn shared the Teo stuff, I started getting recommendations like Benaiah Israel, Dante Fortson, and then they started showing the Inquisition stuff. I said, "Oh my goodness, oh this is it! Like this is the information that I've been waiting for." And then since then, I've been finding all types of historians in Israel. So we got a lot of historians that kind of fill in the gaps of everything. Like I've been learning about the Sub-Saharan folks. I've been learning about the folks that came through the Inquisition and everything.
Wow. Yeah. So when you came in later and we started talking to Eshawn, you guys started talking about we the people and all of that stuff. So what I mean, because you can still, because a lot of people don't know that secret, and a lot of people, some people say we're not the people, or some people say it don't matter. You get what I'm saying? But
most people don't know the scriptures though.
Right. They're just going with the tradition of men. But what really made it stick? Was it the Benayahs and all those different things?
Yeah, I give most of the credit to Benaiah for sure. Dante Fortson's right there with him though. Them really like locking down and digging into the to old literature and giving you references, because a lot of people never really provided references. So when they started breaking down and showing me the references, I was like, man, this is incredible. Like in my spirit, I already believed it though. So seeing the actual I had no reason to deny it once I saw the actual evidence. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You
that
know
was
what's
it right there.
it's kind of amazing even when you read Exodus 2, Exodus 3 and 4, and it's like, wow, these people are paralleling with us today. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the stiff neck and a lot of the things that they've been through, like, man, just like us, man,
Right.
just like us. And then a whole come up, find out the whole time it is us. You know what I mean? So now that we're talking about that, I want to know about any pushback or any acceptance or any rejection because of this. Is it any specific rejection or any man? This dude that went up on the deep end
Yeah, so
because of it.
so in my local community, like people who I actually labor beside and people who I minister to, I lost no respect from them. Like they still respect me. Um, we were able to have conversations, and I'm talking about I live in a predominantly white community, so I'm talking about white evangelicals. Never broke step in our fellowship. I still got all of those relationships. The only rejection I faced was the online CHH fans, like Christian hip hop fans and the Christian hip hop artists.
Really?
Yeah, they never
Wow.
they and then like I was unaware of camps and like well I was aware of camps, but I wasn't aware of exactly what they believe because when I used to talk to Hebrew Israelites that were part of camps, we would just have conversations like and I never saw them claiming to be Israelite as a problem because it didn't have nothing to do with their relationship with the Messiah. It's like, hey, this dude say he worship the Messiah. I just want to understand his like exactly how he's approaching it. And as far as the camps saying that they was Israel, I'm like, I can't prove it and I can't disprove it because all they teach us is we came here in 1619 and we didn't exist before that. We was just random people that they snatched from Africa. So I'm like, I can't. That's not even a. That's that point. It never mattered to me, to be honest.
Mhm.
And so yeah, the artists they started trying to press me, and
Mm.
basically like because I guess publicly it came out with me first because I had did me before Eshawn. People was asking about Eshawn, but he never like publicly said it. But it came out with me because I had a clip where I wasn't saying I was Israelite. It was still me trying to figure it out and work through it.
Yeah.
But I was saying that it's I put up a little. It was like a minute long, and I said it can be argued that we are descendants of the tribe of Judah, and I started talking about the history of that kingdom, like how that's the same group of Israelites that firsthand betrayed the Messiah, and I was like, we need to learn from that, and you know what I'm saying, get on point, and they took that clip and made a bunch of narratives around it, started tweeting it, and they got like some kind of YouTube channel that's just to like mock people, and they decided to target me. So once the artist has seen that, a lot of them started coming for me. But the way they was doing it was weird because they was attributing doctrines to me that I never I was like, I never taught any of this stuff that y'all saying. Then now that I look back on it, I can see that they was throwing camp doctrines at me. Specifically what they call One West doctrine. I still don't know One West doctrine, but
Mm.
that's what they accuse me of having.
Mhm.
So they start accusing me of saying it, and I'm like, yo, produce these clips. Like it's a lot of footage of me online. Produce these clips of me saying this stuff that y'all supposedly I hated white people. I'm like, yo, y'all
Mm.
don't even know, like in my own community, I'm having these conversations peacefully. There's no rejection happening when I'm having these conversations. I do speak openly against white evangelical like mainstream culture because it's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
just like if I openly spoke against some of the mainstream culture of the black churches. Like a lot of the black churches don't really be trying to go into the community. They like, nah. I firsthand when I went to Detroit. I went to Detroit. We was in probably the worst hood in Detroit, and we had the gangsters, the hustlers, the dealers, the killers. They was all out there, and I got a bunch of white people with me, and they accepting our gospel message. And we asked the church, directly across the street from where we was working at, hey, come out here and try to plant some roots so these people can end up they can get discipled at y'all establishment. They was like, nah, them people ain't worth it. It's too dangerous.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, this the kind of, so I always rejected mainstream culture, regardless of it, if it was black, white, whatever. I just didn't believe in Christian culture. I just thought it was trash.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel I'm getting off track a little bit, but yeah.
No, but you are right on point. I'm man, it's so amazing, man, because man, we deal with those different things. We teach the Good Samaritan and all of that, and we be the same one walking past the Samaritan. You know what I mean? You know,
yeah.
And so it's just real crazy. So it's almost like corporations. It's almost like like I don't know, man. It's like, what's the purpose? Why you got your storefront open? What's the purpose?
Like, so like I was saying, when I asked a lot of questions, it's because like I would read the scriptures and be like, all right, so this how the Messiah did it. How did y'all get to doing it this way? Like the Messiah, when he was discipling folks, he personally had relationships with these like 12 dudes, and he discipled a bunch of folks, but he was like locked in with these 12 dudes. And then he sent them out to go do the same thing and to keep going and doing the same thing. So I'm like, how y'all turn it into this like super formal thing where like the first church I joined, they was mad at me because like I said, I'm fresh out of prison. Like I left everything, like the money I had, like the stuff I was involved in, I was getting money from, and the clothes and everything. I left it. So I didn't have nothing but some clothes from Kmart. I had bought some jeans and stuff from Kmart. I had like 3 outfits that I was putting in a heavy rotation. Them Jones went strong too. And I show up at the black church and they're like, yo, why he in here with jeans on?
Really?
Why he in here with a t-shirt? And I'm like, yo, is that really what it's about? Like, I ain't know it was about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I went along with it. Like, hey, if the Most High want us to wear suits, but I would ask, like, why we got to wear suits? You know what I'm saying? And what if we can't afford suits? And then I couldn't afford a suit. So they gave me and I couldn't get a job because I'm on probation. You know what I'm saying? And they gave me a suit, but it was too small. Like I still wore it, but it's just like the church politics and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
So I always questioned it, and then I got firm enough in my understanding to be able to reject it. And I created a lot of enemies along the way. So by the time you get to me saying I'm an Israelite, I rejected like political conservatism. And most CHH artists is like hardcore Republicans, big time on Trump, like they loved him. And I'm like, yo, this dude I'm good. Like I'm good on that, and I'm good on political conservative culture. Like I think the law teaches us to be conservative in our lifestyle, but like politically conservative, that's a whole different concept. And for some reason, the Christians can't distinguish that. So when I say I'm not a conservative no more, they be like, what you mean you're not a conservative? Like they see that as being in stride with your faith. They're like, oh, if you're not a conservative, and I even had a dude who I considered to be a best friend question my faith because I said I wasn't a conservative. He was like, yo, I don't know if you still in the faith because you saying you're not a conservative. And I'm like, bro, you idolizing politics and you trying to demonize me for not doing it. That's crazy to me.
But and it's crazy because it looked like it's only two. If you're not a conservative, you're the opposite of a conservative, which is a liberal. You're just liberal to do anything, and so it's like choose one. It's like, man, it ain't even like that.
I choose neither. I choose neither.
Right.
So I've been open, like throughout President Obama's terms, his 2 terms. I was very open about what I disagreed with. And even if I agreed with Obama in the slightest way, white evangelicals came for me. They was mad coming for me. So I remember Obama started accepting Islamic, because in America they demonize everything that's not Catholic or Christian and
White
something.
conservative, yeah.
Yeah, and they demonize Islam, but me coming from where I come from, half my loved ones is Islamic, and they wouldn't hurt a fly. They wouldn't harm anybody, right? And you got obviously different groups and different belief systems, different hadiths and everything. So, but the average Christian don't understand that at all. And Obama had this thing where they was taking in refugees, like Syrian refugees, and a lot of them ended up in Detroit and around that area, to the point where now, and they ended up here too, where I'm at, in Louisville, Kentucky. So a lot of the evangelicals, it was two approaches. It was like, yo, let's get them to adopt like our evangelical culture, or let's utterly reject them because they Muslim. And my approach was, yo, these people got an opportunity to hear the gospel without getting bucked on, without getting beheaded or burned. You know what I'm saying? Where they from in a lot of these Islamic countries, if you start talking that Christian talk, boy, they gonna body you. So I'm like, look, it's an opportunity. And I remember I put the post up, and this white evangelical pastor went crazy. Started talking about, they're gonna jeopardize my children's future. And I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, fam, all you talking about is mammon. I'm talking about you talking
Come
about
on, man.
So like a lot of times when I deal with people like that, I just try to break down their approach all the way down to the minimal. Like, what exactly are you saying? You love money and luxury, and I don't care about your money or your luxury. I don't care about none of that. So it's people who know the truth. They know the truth. They'll walk in it until their luxuries are jeopardized, and that's what we seeing. That's what we saw, honestly, in the Trump administration. Like, a lot of luxuries got jeopardized. The economy went down, especially after the jab and all that. And people is like, I know it's Israelites that I see making moves that's based on securing their luxuries. Like, they know the truth completely, and they know they lying about something, but they don't want to jeopardize their luxuries. So they like, nah, I'm gonna lie. And they'll lie with a straight face. So it's like, even people in the truth, when they counted the cost and they said, "No, I'm good. I don't want to jeopardize that."
That's crazy too, because I asked the Most High, like, man, why do people act like this? And he's playing out, told me, fear.
Yeah.
Fear of being annihilated, fear of being wiped out, fear of losing their position, right?
Yeah.
And I think about, even when you was talking about the evangelicals, a lot of the churches, like, because I used to do music too, and sometimes you do 3 songs and you'll check for like $300. Like, whoa, I only did 3 songs and I got $300. You know what I mean? So a lot of times when the Lecrae's or some other people will come out and will go against what they believe, it's like, hey man, you can't be coming if that's what you believe, you coming against the church, and you coming against us, and we can't have you in our building with that material, so we're gonna cut you off. So now MCs is like, man, what am I gonna do? Because I was eating good off of this. Do I change? But you shouldn't let me. I shouldn't have to go through that. I shouldn't be gaslighted. I shouldn't be manipulated. But as long as you're in control and you can write the checks and you can hire or fire or whatever, they don't want to lose that position of control.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just it's my opinion. But because once you lose a position of control, if I got other options besides you, then it ain't like that. If we playing a basketball game 10-on-10 and you got the ball, you get mad and you take the ball, the game is over. We need somebody else on that court with a ball, and we're gonna pick up an extra dude and keep going. And that's the way I look at it. You feel what I'm saying? But that's very interesting. You said that, man. That's some interesting thing. But you know what? That was one of the things too when I was coming to my wake in 2017. Like, I knew about the people over there. It's not the people that's in the Bible that like it's taught. They converts and stuff and things like that. But then they call that anti-Semitism. Like, every time you call them out, and it's not all of them, but it's a group of well, we'll get into that in a minute. But you call them out, and they like, man, you anti-Semite. No, You can't be called to the carpet. Every nation can get called to the carpet except you. You got this little anti-Semitism thing. You're not even a Semite, but
Yeah.
I'm going around the mark. But the main thing is that was one of the things when I came in, Darby. I thought that was I needed, a deal breaker. And I remember shout out to Dante Fortson. He was like, man, I'm going to debunk it. That's a deal breaker for me because like only representation that I seen majority of the time was the camps and they yelling. You can't even get into the McDonald's good because you sending all the Edomites to hell and everything. And there wasn't no J in back then. And so I'm like, well, man. So I'm like, well, man, that's a deal breaker. But when I seen Darby and Tebow, Pastor Tebow, they was walking in it. They wasn't harping on it. Like one lesson they might not say nothing about that they was the people. They'll just, teach about holiness or they teach about, deliverance, or they might teach about worship. And I'm like, man, these dudes not even they not hung up on that so tough. You know what I mean? So, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that's how who we are is just one aspect of what need to be taught. And I mean it's weird what you were saying like the anti-Semitism because like I'm learning more. I'm not gonna act like I'm a expert on DNA, but I've been learning more. And from what it looked like, it's like a lot of them people claim to be Semites just based on a technicality that they got some of our DNA. And obviously, these people own the slave ships and did a lot of wicked stuff to our people to get our genetics. So like
no,
if these Semite, I mean, just based on the way they even approach it, like through the mother, like that's not even biblical. So they admit right there that they not the people, but some people don't actually believe the scriptures. And I was actually one of my disciples. I was just teaching him about Deuteronomy 28, and I was like, I want you to pay attention to the time window that the Most High keep mentioning. And I was like, right here, it say forever, perpetual, forever. I said, if the people in the state right now, in that state that they saying is our where we from or whatever, if the people are his people, why ain't none of this stuff happen to them? Because they wicked. They don't believe in the Messiah. They don't even observe the Tanakh whatsoever. They over there Talmuding it up. So I'm like,
good.
You know what I'm saying? They known for having the biggest gay parade in the world. I said, what? I said, where is the Most High at? Is his word not true? You know what I'm saying? But when you look at us, we out here wilding and we cursed as a result. So it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, just look at not just Deuteronomy 28, but it's just people that's called by my name and Aliyah and Shekah Yah and all. It's just so many different little things. You know what I mean? But one thing I can say about the urban apologists, I'm not gonna dog them out nothing like that because that's a whole 2-hour show. And but the urban they have a lot of stake in the gospel rap, the Christian hip hop. You know what I mean? So when you come up, you can say almost anything, but I'm one of the people from the book. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, we got to go undo that. You know what I mean? Like they're not even knowing that they like management. Like, okay, Rome is sending you to come in and try to manage this and take that out. And you know what I mean? And the whole thing about slipping away and all of this stuff, even when I heard Eshan stuff, his stuff, he busting people upside the head with a vase. But it's different phases to the awakening. And even with me, I went through my man phase. I didn't go in the corner and yell at people going to get a cheeseburger, but I went through like, man, we're supposed to be family. Who hiding these maps? Who knew about these maps? Who knew about this? Who knew about that? And I went through a hurt phase. I went through all these different things. And the Most High, all right, calm down. You know what I mean? Smooth it out. Because you got to be a light. He said, you got to be a light. You got to be salt and light in the earth. It's calm it down. We're showing you this stuff, not to destroy you, but I'm showing you this stuff for a reason. You know what I mean? And they call it the awakening, the great falling away. And I knew that they was gonna do that. You know what I mean? Because it's not lining up with the way racist white evangelical Christianity. Oh, that's a lot in it. Racist white evangelical Christianity goes. You know what I mean? And so it's like, man, if you ain't doing this, man, don't worry about all that. Just preach the gospel, preach the gospel,
Right.
preach the gospel. What is the gospel? And what is this we continue to preach? And what are we omitting? And what are we, So I was like, no, man, we ain't
Right.
going with that. And it's
Right.
like a yoke that's actually being broke, like literally after 400 years, 1619, 2019. It's like a yoke
Yeah.
being broken. And so a lot of the tricks and just give them a free concert. They'll be okay. Just give them a
Yeah.
little no, we need more than that. You know what I mean? It's like, man, they're not calming down. But go ahead, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
cut you off.
One of my problems that I have with them is there's inconsistency as far as like having integrity, and then there's a consistency to attack black people when you don't minister to black people. Like all of these folks are very specific in who they minister to, and black people they don't fit that demographic. So like you'll have the what I would say is like more assimilated black folks that they might minister to, but the overall community, like the overall black community, they don't minister to us, and they not in the trenches. So they got this view of us that's so degrading that they don't accept any scholarship from us. We could be pointing
Preach.
stuff very intelligently to them, and they don't get it, and they don't realize that what they doing is they have, and I just talked about this in my last vlog, like they have attached their love for their culture and made it to the faith and made it synonymous with being righteous. So like you gotta adhere to the exact principles of their culture, and
Preach.
like I became a believer in late 07, like at the end of the year in 07, and I was able to, I guess, get around enough people to kind of see a movement within white evangelicalism, which was Calvinism, kind of just like sprouted and took off. So like a lot of this stuff is rooted in that ungodly doctrine that was rejected in like the 3rd century by the original disciples of the apostles. They was like, nah, we ain't with that. We ain't, and a lot of and I've had enough time to observe them enough to see like the only thing Calvinism is good for is trying to formulate counter arguments. So like they don't actually have like their own doctrines. They only have counter doctrines to somebody else's doctrine. And you can look at the whole timeline of Calvinism and you see that. So now I'm not surprised when I see them targeting us in this current awakening. When they see us awakening, they're like, oh, we got to counter this movement because they've been and that's their whole existence, is to just counter everything, because that's what Calvin did. Like, and that's what a lot of those European men did. They fought, they physically fought. A lot of the atrocities that we try to only credit to the Roman Catholic Church, the Europeans went and did the same exact things on their watch. They did it to their own people. Even Calvin himself almost got killed in the city that he served in because they didn't like his doctrine. So it's like, y'all not really trying to like lay out the history. And then the ones that do know the history, like that racist dude James White, he'll straight up tell you, it's all good that Calvin and them was murdering people because that was just the sin of the day. That was the flavor of sin in that time period. And I'm like, fam, nah, you don't get to excuse people because it's cool with your culture. Like for us, that went the way the Europeans behave extended all the way to now, and which is why y'all try to dismiss what y'all do to us even to this day. So we're not lying with none of that.
But it's interesting, even James Cone, liberation theology, because every time you talk about liberation theology, it's like liberation from who? We know liberation from, you know what I mean? Or critical race theory. And it's like, well, man, you be in the blame game. You don't want lights shined in certain areas. And so And it's not being hate, it's not being carnal. They try to gaslight you, say it's hating, it's being carnal, and
Right.
all these different things like that. But even with Bishop Mason, he is an apologist. He wrote a book called Woke Church.
Right.
That sounds like the awakening, and
Yeah.
people went nuts. It's
Yeah.
like, whoa,
That's because he one of those people though. Like Mace is one of them people that he know the truth, but he also got a bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Like he also got a bottom line. His money is not coming from the black community. Mace don't make money from black people. He make money from white people. He not speaking at black conferences. He's speaking at white conferences, Calvinist conferences. A lot of times. So it's just
yeah. So I mean, then he had to come up with a whole thing explaining. Why he got to come up with a whole website explaining what woke church mean and putting it all nice so people can be comfortable? I'm like, man,
that's not for us. That's for the white people that he's trying to get money with. You know what I'm saying?
He come at us, you know what I mean? And you know, it's crazy. Like when different things happen, you can either put a blanket or you can pinpoint. And so it's a blanket when it comes to us and it's awakening. So if you have ill or something going on or a news thing or some kind of going, just like, see how they is? It's like, no, man, everybody not like that. Everybody not in the same camp. But I'm done with the explaining and trying to excuse and trying to, no, I don't explain no more, man. I'm almost 50, man. You don't like it? Ask the Most High. If he didn't tell you about it, then praise the Most High. We're going to keep it rolling until he tell you, if he tell you. You know what I mean? Like, and so, go ahead.
You know what I compare them to? Like in music, you got like SoundCloud rappers and stuff, and you got people who like, they like somebody can like pay for their numbers to be beefed up, and they can pay to get on platforms, and they can look like they just out here killing it. But then when the artists go and do a live show, the fans ain't reacting or they ain't there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with the urban apologists. Like they SoundCloud rappers, like they don't have no true impact outside of the internet. So like,
wow.
Like they're gonna snatch up the gullible people on the internet that everything that kind of glitter on the surface. Like you see the dude in the video with he got the iced out chain. He ain't tell you that them ain't real diamonds. Like that's they the SoundCloud rappers of of apologetics. So like as long as we continue to labor and be a light, it's only a matter of time before people look at their arguments and be like, yo, hold on. That don't really even add up. Like just somebody saying that Israelite, you can assume all these different doctrines. That don't make sense. That's an ethnicity. That don't add up. So a lot of times that's why in my own community, nobody looked at me crazy because they know I'm digging in the text and I'm willing to sit down and actually discuss it intelligently versus somebody just sitting back saying, oh, he's mean, or you know what I'm saying? Like just hitting you with all types of weird arguments like they try to do.
Man, that's crazy. You know what? One thing I like is that it's an even playing field because back in the day, not even that long ago, only certain people can buy the Daystar, the TBN. So you dropping like I didn't even know it was 4,000, some 4,000 for 30-minute episode. You know what I mean? So if you don't have no big budget, you're not getting on there. But as like today with the social media, the way it's set up, more and more truth is coming out. You know what I mean? And even with the Kwame, I don't know if you see the Kwame Brown, I'll be watching the stuff. I'll be like, man, I'm finna go get me a Kwame Brown jersey, man. Because but you can't hold over his head no more. You can't beat him up. You kicked him out the club. You made him a black sheep. All right, that's cool. All right, well, how you operate then? Then he sit and watch you for 20 years. And then you try to keep playing. I said, oh, no, I'm about to expose all y'all now. So it would have been better to put him in. Then they're like, man, we got a problem because he coming exposing everything. But I think that's what makes it a difference, man. You just got to tell the truth. I think you got to tell the truth and love. And that's crazy, too, because even Zadok has said that. He said, man, people, they all big and they know. And then you go to their city. And then he said, look, we out here baptizing folk. We out here in these streets. And do you know so? I'm in Arizona. I'm in all these different places. Do you know so and so and so and so? They're like, who? No. But on the platform, they looking all big. But in them streets in their own city, they don't even know they in town. This, that, and the other, and you know what I mean. And it's like, so that's crazy. You said that.
that's part of why. That's honestly part of why I never got fully acclimated to CHH, because I was really working, and people would say
Mm.
stuff. People would say stuff in CHH that I'm like, bro, what is you talking about? Like, there, one of the bigger artists was like, yo, everybody know rap is just a business. I'm like, bro, I
Mm.
have not made a dime. I said, I have not made a dime. I actually have to spend money to make this music, and ain't nobody paying me for it. Like, just recently, a dude I used to do this ministry in my hood where we, like, I always use basketball. I'm a basketball dude, so we started a league in the hood, and like I used to hand CDs out, right, free of charge. Like, hey, take the CD. It cost me this before a lot of the tools that we got now that make it easier to kind of package a CD. Uh,
Okay.
I would hand out, I would spend all this money to get these CDs pressed up and get the artwork ready. And then I'm handing CDs over to dudes in the hood, knowing they're gonna be like, this corny. Bro, this is corny. But I'm like, I'd rather potentially plant these seeds. And just
Wow,
recently
man.
on my Instagram, a dude commented and was like, yo, man, you handed me your CD back some years ago, and you got way better since then. So for me, it's like, it ain't even about him thinking I got better. It's the fact that he listened to the music, like he heard the
Wow.
message. So
Wow.
it like, that's what I'm talking about. With like, when I run into and like I have family, like Mace got his churches in Philly. Like, so I know people who go to his church. Like, I've heard the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, I've heard all of it.
Mm.
A lot of these people, just on a ground level, they just haven't built the relationships in the community. And I didn't have to I didn't have to go to the churches to know that I needed to do like work in the community. All I had to do was just look at the scriptures. It's laced. Everything is the apostles and the Messiah. They get into work. They get into it. So I'm like,
Wow.
what is we doing sitting here 4 days a week, Bible study? We having youth night. We haven't, nah, let's go. Like, let's go work. So for me, I'm like, yo, you want to have a real youth night? Take them to the block. Let's go minister to somebody.
Wow.
Take them to the block.
Wow.
And I ain't gonna front like it's like, obviously it's dangerous. It's
Right.
dangerous, but at the same time, like what are we doing if we not doing that? What are we
Wow.
doing if we not going? Like, what are we living for if we not serving? And that's always been an issue
What
with
are
me.
we living for if we not serving? That's powerful.
Yeah, I mean, because
Wow.
that's always been my issue with like mainstream church culture is like, yo, they got to come to us. I'm like, yo, I ain't never seen that in scripture. It was always them going to the people. Why y'all
Wow.
waiting for the people to come into y'all ivory towers? It don't make sense.
Man, say that, man. But you know what? That's interesting because even in Yahusha's days, and we're going to share some of your music, but even in Yahusha's days, um, he was just the Pharisees and the Sadducees. They looked big, you know what I mean? Like they was doing it, and that's all you see, and that's all you knew. Here come Yahusha, healing the sick, raising the dead, casting out devils, feeding 5,000, going doing all this stuff. So the chatter, they ain't had no social media. The chatter in all these little towns is about Yahusha and his people, and they came through, and this happened and that happened, and man, you know, dude, that was man, he ain't, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, man. You
Yeah,
just shed light on our game, man. We need you out of here because you are messing up our stuff. You're messing up
yeah,
our bag. You're messing up our cloud. You need to go. Your boys need to go. And so that's
right.
even true today.
Yeah, and like real quick, I'm saying a lot, but
Man, you good, man.
if you could see my DMs, because like it's not my place to like share that stuff publicly, but if you could see my DMs from the years of just going and being among the people, like doing whatever I got to do to. Some people is more intimate. Like the people that I disciple firsthand is way more intimate. Like if they need a place to stay, they at my crib. If they need money, I'm sending whatever I got to them. Like if they gotta eat, hey bro, I ain't got that much food in the crib, but come eat with us. Like, but there's other people who they don't even need that kind of thing from me. They just ain't got no solid relationships in the faith. And prime example is a dude who I started building with right before I left church, like church culture, right before I stopped going to the building. He just messaged me this morning, and he's aware. He's been seeing all the stuff where people trying to throw dirt on my name. He sent me a message and said, "Yo, bro, your music is huge for me." He said, your music always pop up on my Spotify, and it's blessing me. I just wanted to let you know. This is a white evangelical dude. We ain't got nothing in common, and I'm trying to tell these people can try to throw dirt on our names. The UA can go hard all day, but they cannot stop real impact. They can't.
Yeah. Wow, man. So that's what's up, man. So I got this right here, man, and we definitely gonna support your ministry or whatever like that. But this video is about what? The Yahoo Dean, that's your new song that's out.
Yeah, basically, you getting a mixture of what I've been learning, me being angry, like from being lied to, and kind of flexing on the liars a little bit, letting them know like y'all can't deal with the information.
Wow. So let me play this real quick. I don't know if it's going. Let me know if you hear it. Let me see.
Start. If you want to know how to download Cash at whatever donation of your choice to me, it's going to be on the image on the screen. Send that money to that Cash App. I send you the MP3 and the artwork right to the email address that you put in for the Cash App. That simple. Like, comment, share, subscribe. All these things are free. Run the numbers up. Stream them as much as you want. You feel me?
I want to show that other one. I know people probably like, what you doing? I'm about to play the other one because it got the little videography with it. I like that one, man. I'm going to play that.
Oh, okay, I know you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. It's shorter, but it's so we're going to support brother hashtag Tone Spain 87. We're going to support, man. We're going to support because we got to support each other. And that was one thing, even with brother, where's it at? YouTube streaming live, Facebook.
I appreciate any support for sure.
Because I went back to that. Oh, I want to bring that one on now.
I think you're talking about.
No, I got it.
Okay,
I got the tab. Yeah, I got to do my stuff, man.
This was the first one I made after my awakening. Oh, this is the third verse. Okay,
yeah. Man, I told you, I got you.
Trigger knowing they understand they got limitations. Some too busy looking at men and administrations. The minute you spent debating, you did a defense of Satan. That's growth. I'm unlearning and rolling misapplications. The more I grow in truth, I'm growing on my lack of patience. Since Babylon may taking us captive in captivation, she gon' reap what she sowed in. If you know that, you know that. They exchange apologetics and for trolling. They hate the owner of the garden, James Dolan. Just don't try to come my way to get promotion. Calamity gonna come upon whoever hate the chosen. Repentance requires restoration of what's stolen. You can't never reconcile and they gon' blame it on the broken. Just be honest about the nations that you boast in. Judgment is the sum of the repayment they've awoken.
I was
yeah.
I was hyped when I made that because I never edited a video before like that. That was my first time trying that.
Yeah, that was dope, man. So what they do is they all cash tag to this Tone Spain 87 to what?
Oh, so like whenever I make a new song, I put it on YouTube for like the first month or two. And if you want to download it, you can just donate. Whatever you want to donate, 10 cents, $1, whatever. And then I email you the song and the artwork. But then after that 2 months, I'll put it on all the regular platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that kind of stuff. So Yahoo Deem is on the major sites as of yesterday. It officially went on all the sites yesterday, but so you don't have to donate to get it. You can stream it wherever. But if you want to donate, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. You put in time, work, effort, man. We gonna support you. And like I was saying, that's what happened with well, Eshawn, and that's one thing I want to say, man. He went through his awakening on a major platform, on a major stage like you. That's kind of difficult, because I can process on my own, but you're like, look, you in the middle of something, and then you say, oh wait, pump the brakes, what's going on? And then you
Yeah,
coming out with this new stuff, and it's like, oh snap, this could jeopardize ABCXYZ. That takes a
yeah,
lot of heart and a lot of courage and a lot of faith and a lot of trust in the Most High to do it. Because a lot of people are like, man, I know we the people, but I'm going to be quiet about it because I'm running numbers, Doc. I
yeah,
got to get I got my church, my anniversary coming up, and my birthday coming up, and I got to, that's like, man,
yeah,
look here. And that's but anyway, that's awesome. But I want to do one more. What about servantapparel.com? What about
yeah.
servantapparel.com?
So like the lamb, anything. I don't got the shirt on right now, but there you go. Yeah, the lamb
Man,
tee.
I already know, bro.
There you go. Appreciate you. Yeah, so that's like my signature shirt is the tee with the lamb on it. I also got the ones that say servant of Christ under them. Some people don't like the term Christ, but I don't. It's not a term that bothers me. I still use it. So you can get it with the term on it, or you can get it without it. Either one. And then I got all types of stuff on the site. I got socks with the lamb on it. I got shirts that say Yah's chosen. Obviously, that's for the Israelites. And yeah, like it's just a bunch of clothing, like hats and just it was me when I first because I always sold merchandise like shirts and stuff when we did shows. But it was me trying to create a lane of revenue that made me less dependent on corporate America because I
Oh,
got to the point where I was working 80 plus hour work weeks and I wasn't spending no time with my family. So this was initially I started doing it to try to get away from the job. It never ended up producing that much money for me, but I'm still standing by it because I feel like it's dope to just have clothing that make people walk up to you and ask you questions about what you believe in.
wow. Man, that's cool, man. I'm 3X. I'm going to definitely support that too, man. We got to support each other, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Appreciate
So I
that.
think that's cool. And yeah, we're going to keep it on. But what about Tone TV, Tone TV, Tone TV, Tone Spain TV? Is that the YouTube or what is that?
Yeah, that's my YouTube channel. So right now it's got music, it got music videos, vlogs, mainly vlogs though. Like I usually pull it up when I want to talk about something I see going on in the culture or something, a message I want to get out. My next vlog is going to be a teaching. I only did one prior to that, but my next vlog is going to be a teaching, and it's talking about biblical repentance and Deuteronomy 28 because a lot of people question me about that. So I'm gonna be doing a
Wow.
little teaching on there, and then also with the 714 project, I'll be submitting like vlogs and music and stuff as well.
Yeah. 714 Project. Definitely get involved with that if you need to. Sister Shonda at Large. I'm so glad that you're a part of that because she's doing some fabulous work on that, and we need to support each other as much as we can, brother.
Yes, sir.
Man, this has been a very full and a very, very blessed man. It's just been really, really a blessing. We definitely gonna get you back on. We definitely gonna support your endeavors. And you got anything last to say or anything like that? Anything you got to say?
Uh, nah, just be a light, man. Like I think that some people have made our awakening like so countercultural that we can't minister, but I think that should just amplify our efforts. Like now we know, like we the chosen people, like we got to get to work. We got to get to work.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. To whom much is given, much is required. We understand about the royalty part. We already said about being Yahudim in the flesh, but we got to be Yahudim in the spirit through Yahushua HaMashiach, shedding of his blood, his finished work. we gotta do that. You know what I mean? It's not exclusive boys club, but it's a lot. To whom much is given, much is required. So once I had found out, I was like, whoa, you know, we're gonna tread lightly and let the Most High show us we're supposed to be a witness to the nations, and the gifts and the callings are out repentance, because you know Judah means praise, and you look, it's the most sought after music throughout the whole globe. I mean, you could just think about it. You got Michael Jackson, you got Prince, you got Whitney Houston, you got Stevie Wonder, the Temptations, the Four Top, the Motown, the da 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 da. We got people in New York City that don't have instruments, take two records and create a new beat. It's just in us like that. You know, I just like that is amazing to take two breakbeat records and just come up with a whole new genre, man. You know what I mean? But it's supposed to be for him. It's supposed to lead the nations back to him. It's not supposed to be for our own, you know, we're not supposed to be getting pimped by the people who not the people. Take hostage of the brain of the people. It's crazy. It's all mixed up. So we got to get back to basics, man. And I appreciate you, man. Stay on the wall. Despise not small beginnings. And it's very, very bold, man. Very, very. I didn't get blessings. I didn't get my alert. Oh, it's the woman of God. I didn't even know that. I'm sorry. That's why I want you guys to hit the notification bell so you'll know. And I try to put it also too on the Facebook. If you guys are friends with me on Facebook, then you'll know when this things come up, because I've been giving it on Facebook /Elephant Man Podcast. Then you'll be able to know. But I'm sorry about that. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. Subscribe also to his channel too, because we're gonna be supporting each other. Tone Spain TV on YouTube. Subscribe. I just subscribed to that too. And so I'm going to buy the music. I'm gonna get me a 3X shirt. You know, I like that lid too. I might have to rock me a lid too, brother. So it's all good, man. We definitely got to see what's going on. And you down in Louisville, where the late Stephen Darby was at. Did you get a chance to see Missy? You get a chance to go to the church or anything down there?
Nah, so like I basically just woke up in 2020, and I've been trying to. Louisville is like a hard city to crack, man. Like I've been trying to figure out like where do I get involved organically. Like I never wanted to just like force my way in, but I was talking to Sister Shauna and saying like I'm going to try to work my way in and find some Israelites in the community that can get me like in more organically. Even if I gotta do what I used to do back in the day with the basketball thing, like I just want to get involved in that city because I haven't been involved since I've been out here.
Wow,
I've been out.
He's down there, right?
What's that?
You know he's down there, right? Well, she's down there, his wife.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not in Louisville. I'm like right outside of it. So it's like literally 20 minutes. But I've been spending all my time in this town that I'm in. That's where I've been doing most of my ministry at.
Man, that's a blessing, man. That's cool. Yeah, man. Blessings and honor and glory. Hallelujah. Amen. All right. So with that being said, man, we won't let you tend to your kids and get something to eat and you know all of the father things. We thank you, brother. Salute, shalom, stay on the wall, and continue to share the light. Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversations, dealing with Evans in the room. It's your man DB. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get it. All right, one. Perfect.